The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke.
Glory to you, Lord.
Tax collectors and sinners were all drawing near to listen to Jesus. But the Pharisees and scribes began to complain, saying, "This man welcomes sinners and eats with them." So to them Jesus addressed this parable. A man had 2 sons, and the younger son said to his father, "Father, give me the share of your estate that should come to me." So the father divided the property between them. After a few days, the younger son collected all his belongings and set off to a distant country where he squandered his inheritance on a life of dissipation. When he had freely spent everything, a severe famine struck that country, and he found himself in dire need. So he hired himself out to one of the local citizens, who sent him to his farm to tend the swine. And he longed to eat his fill of the pods on which the swine fed, but nobody gave him any. Coming to his senses, he thought, "How many of my father's hired workers have more than enough food to eat, but here am I, dying from hunger. I shall get up and go to my father, and I shall say to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I no longer deserve to be called your son. Treat me as you would treat one of your hired workers.' So he got up and went back to his father. While he was still a long way off, his father caught sight of him and was filled with compassion. He ran to his son, embraced him, and kissed him. His son said to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I no longer deserve to be called your son.' But his father ordered his servants, 'Quickly, bring the finest robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Take the fattened calf and slaughter it. Then let us celebrate with a feast, because this son of mine was dead and has come to life again. He was lost and has been found.' Then the celebration began. Now the oldest son had been out in the field, and on his way back, as he neared the house, he heard the sound of music and dancing. He called one of the servants and asked what this might mean. The servant said to him, 'Your brother has returned, and your father has slaughtered the fattened calf, because he has him back safe and sound.' He became angry, and when he refused to enter the house, his father came out and pleaded with him. He said to his father in reply, 'Look, all these years I served you, and not once did I disobey your orders. Yet you never gave me even a young goat to feast on with my friends. But when your son returns, who swallowed up all your property with prostitutes, for him you slaughter the fattened calf.' He said to him, 'My son, you are here with me always. Everything I have is yours. But now we must celebrate and rejoice, because your brother was dead and has come to life again. He was lost and has been found.'" The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. I find this section that we read today in the Gospel the most interesting part of the Gospel. Apart from the story of the creation of human beings, this is my favorite passage, the story about the prodigal son. Though some people choose to call it the story of the prodigal father, the father who wasted his love on a son that did not deserve it. The father that looked for the son that went away. The father who was so compassionate to his wayward son that immediately he came back, he did not scold him, but rather rejoiced and celebrated. Christ says there is great joy in heaven over one repentant sinner. Now, why do I take this as the most important of all the passages in the Bible? It tells me what God thinks of me, how God sees me, a sinner. It tells me what God thinks of his children, how God is caring for all of us. He says to us, no matter where you have been, no matter what you have done, no matter how you have lived your life, your Father is expecting you back. Let us go through the reading again, not word for word. The Father saw him at a distance. He must have seen him weary, tired, hungry, strolling along, trying to get his father's house. His father saw him. He could only see him because he had been looking out for him. He had been waiting for the day his son will come back. The old man ran to him. He did not sit down on his couch and cross his hands and wait for the son, the wayward son, to come and confess all he had done. He ran to him. He ran to welcome him, to reassure him that he's welcome back to his father's house. So much the father loved him. He was happy. That's why he immediately gave orders. Bring a robe and cover him. Put a ring on his finger. Put sandals on his feet. That is to say, cover his nakedness. Return authority to him. Return royalty to him. All he lost by going away and living the way he lived, his father restored to him. He took nothing away. The Bible is saying, so it will be for us who come back to God. So it will be for us who return to our Father. You know that song we sing, come back to me with all your heart, don't let fear keep us apart. That's what he tells us. Don't let your mistakes keep you away from God. Don't let your sinfulness deprive you of where you belong. Go back to your Father. Return, because your Father will welcome you back. Now let us think about the first son, the elder one. He pled his self-righteousness before his father. As he was coming back to the house, he heard the sound of music and dancing and all that. And he asked what was going on. One of the servants said to him, your brother has come back. He became angry. He refused to go in. He felt that his brother should not have been welcome. And then he professes goodness before his father. All this while I have slept for you. You never gave me even a kid goat to feast on with my friends. And this son of yours, that's what he called his brother. This son of yours, after wasting your property, he and his prostitutes, you will kill a fattened calf and you are celebrating. This son of yours, he is no longer his brother. This son of yours. And immediately his father corrected him. It is good that we should celebrate because your brother was lost and has come back to life. How many times do we play the role of this elder son? How many times do we take that path of self-righteousness? She is bad. She is bad. I am good. Or he is horrible. I am good. Self-righteousness. If anything, God says to us today, drop that attitude. It's not worth it. That's what the father said to the son. In other words, your brother has come back and we must celebrate. One of the saints said, whenever I see a sinner being punished, I will say, there goes I, but by the grace of God. There goes I, but by the grace of God. When we see somebody struggling to be good, struggling to do what is right, battling his sinfulness or her sinfulness, if you don't know what to say, simply shut your mouth. You don't know what is going on in the person's life. You don't know the struggle. One of the things we know is that many of us are raised in different environments, different families. There are people who find it easy to do good. They have learned to do good. They have been taught to do good. There are others who struggle to do what is right because some of them do not know what is right or wrong, whatever comes their way. I don't know whether you remember, there was a case, I think in Texas or so, a young man ran over some people and killed them. His lawyer said he was suffering from affluence. He was suffering from affluence. He was raised in an environment where he did not know what was good or what was bad. As we find in many families, they do not know what is wrong or right. It's whatever comes their way. Those you know do not even know what the truth is. You find them lying all the time. You try to correct them, they are there. They are lying. Morning, afternoon, night. You would expect they would change, but they never change. Who knows what they are going through? So when you see a person like that, who is mired in sin, who is swimming in sin, when you see somebody who cannot help himself or herself, say a prayer for the person. That's all you can do. That's the best you can do. And that's what you're supposed to do. Are you trying to report him to God? Doesn't God know who they are? Or are you trying to tell God, punish her? Do you give God orders? Does God take direction from you? If God were to punish every sinner, how many of us will be here today? Ask yourself that question. If God were to punish every sinner by their sins, how many of us will stand here today? The Bible, the book of Psalms says, if you, O Lord, mark our iniquities, Lord, who can stand? So you can find that in this passage we read today, you find yourself sometimes acting like a sinner, behaving like a sinner. Sometimes you find yourself the self-righteous one, like that brother. Sometimes also you are at the other end, being the father or the mother that forgives and gives the person a second chance. Remember what we said last Sunday, second chance. A lot of people need second chance to be able to succeed. Now let me tell you this story because it happened. A young man was preparing to travel to another country and he needed money. He has gotten his visa. He needed money to buy the ticket, the flight ticket. So he went to one of the women in the church. Everybody called her Mama, Mama, Mama. He said, Mama, please, I need your help. I need money for my ticket. I will sell this, my car, to you. The mama said, yeah, I'll take it from you. I'll give you the money. Then Mama, in her usual love and concern for people, gave him the money up front. So when you finish running around for other things, then bring the car and park it in front of my house. The boy took the money. When he was ready to travel, he sold the car. He did not bring it to the mama. So when the mama heard about it, people were telling her what to do. Report it to the police. Do this and do that and do that. Mama said, wait. Who knows what is going through? When you say that, people may think, oh, you are condoning evil. But I think she was making excuses for him. Just like the Lord said on the cross, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. What do you think about that? What do you think about the mama and the stupid boy? What would you have done? He has collected your money and still sold the car. Before you open your mouth and say something, look at Jesus again on the cross, dying and saying the prayer for those who killed him. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. He recognized their human weakness. He recognized their ignorance. He recognized that if they had known that he was the Son of God, they would not have done what they did. He said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Many of us may say to ourselves, why wouldn't they change? I don't know how many of us have been in situations where you struggle and struggle and struggle and everywhere is darkness. The little effort you make, the great effort you make produces little fruit. You reach the point of almost giving up. What's the point trying? I have tried, I have failed, I have tried, I have failed. There are people like that. What they need from you and I is not condemnation. It's not hissing. It's not gossiping. What they need from us is encouragement and prayer for them to be able to get out. But the good thing there is, forgiveness belongs to that mighty man, not to any of us. Forgiveness and compassion and mercy belong to that mighty man. Sometimes I wonder if God were to require the approval of human beings before doing anything good to anybody, whom do you think will receive anything from God? Think about it. If God were to require my approval or your approval to do anything good to anybody here, whom do you think will receive anything? Because no matter whom God points out to do something, one of us will have something to say about that person. One of us will disparage that person. One of us will condemn that person. Thank God, God does not require my approval or your approval to bless anybody, to do good to anybody, to forgive anybody. The point I'm trying to make is this. This story is about God and us. God always forgives us, provided we come back to God. The Father did not wait for the Son to confess all he planned to confess. He had already forgiven him. He had compassion on him. So also God deals with us. During this Lenten season, we are reminded to make every effort to come back to God. No matter who we are, no matter what we have done, no matter how we have lived our lives, even if we have lost hope in God, we are told this Lenten season, come back to God. The door to God's heart is open for all of us. God said, can a woman forget the child she has given birth to? Said, even if she forgets, I will not forget you.